Ossoff, recognized for your questions, and thank you for taking the chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Administrator Criswell, good to see you. Want to follow up on a planning and coordination session that I convened last week in Savannah, Georgia. Your deputy, Eric Hooks, was there. I appreciated his presence. Appreciate the federal support for disaster preparedness and strengthening Georgia's coastal defenses now that we've entered hurricane season. We discussed at that meeting steps that we need to take to ensure that the most vulnerable people are taken care of in the aftermath of a potential storm that could hit Georgia's coast. And I want to follow up with you about a particular action item, which is to ensure that we are prepared to take care of infant babies and nursing mothers, particularly given the continued shortages of baby formula nationwide. Like for you to please brief the committee on what steps you're taking to ensure you have the supplies necessary to support infant babies and their parents in the aftermath of a disaster, given these current conditions, and then get a commitment from you to work with my office, communicate with my office about what specific plans may need to be made to ensure that mothers and babies in coastal Georgia are taken care of in the event a storm hits that area in coming months.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's two pieces to that question, Senator Ossoff. I think one is on the breast pumps and whether or not they're an eligible expense after disaster that they can get reimbursed for, and they certainly are. It's not something that we've obviously made clear enough, and we're making changes to that. And so when our policy gets reissued next spring, we're going to make sure that that's in there. But we have also updated our website. So our website now, when an individual goes in to apply for assistance, it clearly states as that is an example of one of the types of eligible expenses that they can get reimbursed for through our critical needs assistance. So we'll make sure that that's clear, and we're also going to work on promoting that when we go into an area so individuals understand that. I think on the infant formula side of things, we do carry enough infant formula to meet the needs within a shelter population. That's been our planning model going for history. We don't keep a lot on hand. We keep enough infant formula on hand to serve just about just under 4,000 infants for a period of 7 days. That's our target, and that's from experience with the number of infants that come into our shelters. We see a small number of infants that end up in our shelter population, but we keep enough on hand to support that.
Okay, appreciate that. And I have joined Senator Duckworth on her Demand Act legislation to ensure that breast pumps are available through FEMA to breastfeeding mothers in the aftermath of a major disaster. And my office will follow up with yours for some more detail to address both that potential need as well as potential infant formula needs in the aftermath of a storm that could hit coastal Georgia in coming months.